Hello everyone, and welcome back to Bugs Bunny Lost in Time on the Sony PlayStation 1. I am One Wild Sheep yet again, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be tackling the stage Which Way to Albuquerque. Nice little play on words there, which way, because there's witch as in the witch, and there's witch as in witch. Ah, you know what I mean.
Gee, carrot soup. Hey, what's up, witch doctress? Hey!
So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Which Way to Albuquerque. This stage is a race sort of deal. However, the race in the stage is more of a time trial sort of race, as it is a proper go and actually race someone to the end. Basically, the moment you go across this finish line, well, actually it's not a finish line, it's a starting line. But the moment you go across that line, Witch Hazel will start shooting at you, and there will be a timer at the bottom left of the screen. If that timer hits 0, if you run out of time, we will die, ladies and gentlemen. Instantaneously. So we do need to try and get through the stage as quick as possible, collecting up all the MacGuffins and collectibles all along the way, such as the Acme crates. And pick up all of these clocks that are scattered about. Each of these clocks will add an extra 3 seconds onto your overall timer, which is a good thing. And try and be careful not to miss any of the Acme boxes, because the only way you're going to be getting a clock in this stage is from the Acme boxes. You don't get a clock just for reaching the end of this one, ladies and gentlemen. So you need to be prepared, you know. You need to take Scar's advice and be prepared. Yeah, I'll be prepared. For what? For the death of the king. I'm not going to quote the entire scene from The Lion King, but you get the gist, you know, ladies and gentlemen. But of course, honestly, this is one of my favourite levels in the game. I absolutely adore this stage. It's just a thrill to try and get through and try and just try and beat the stage as quick as possible, you know, ladies and gentlemen, with as little mistakes as possible. Although you do need to be careful, because Witch Hazel's energy blasts themselves, even though they are really tiny, and I guess the closest thing I could really make them an equivalent to is the PlayStation magic the Magic Koopas in Mario use. They have a very surprisingly large hitbox, so whenever she hits things on the floor and whatnot, such as that black patch, you'll be able to be hit by each of the tiny individual pebbles that break up from the ground, and it'll hurt you a lot. So it's very likely you're going to get clipped by her magical blasts of death and whatnot, you know, ladies and gentlemen. But we're pretty much halfway through the stage itself right now. It's actually a really short level, which I do appreciate, and I do like this one because it does vary up the gameplay a slight bit, you know, ladies and gents. It's not the same old thing, but it's a kind of little bit awkward. We need to try and jump on this log, and no. Ugh. If we want to get all the golden carrots in the stage, we need to follow that log around the entire main pathway, which can be a little bit tricky. And I think this is the only log that shows up, so you need to be quick about jumping on this thing. And of course, as I demonstrated a minute ago, the auto jump in this game can quite easily screw you over in this one. You know, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what you are doing, I tell you that much. Oh no, the log does come around, so never mind. You can be patient if you really want to, but I just don't recommend that. Never mind, okay. I'm eating my own words. I'm an idiot. Also, you don't need to bother killing any enemies as well. None of the enemies in this stage actually hold golden carrots. None of the enemies are worth your time to be killing. So honestly, I don't recommend going after them. You know, the enemies are a waste of space just to keep going through. And for some reason, when we enter this area, the audio sort of glitches out when we pick up carrots. So instead of making a, you know, like you're eating a carrot noise like we've been getting throughout the course of the game, they replace the sound effect with this like weird boop noise. So you pick up a carrot and you get this like bloop. And I don't know, I don't understand that. I don't know why. It's the only area in the entire game where they change the carrot sound effect, and I guess it's just a glitch, maybe. Maybe the game files have like the beta version of carrot noise and it loads in this level for some reason. I have no idea. But the carrot noise is different and it catches me off guard every time. And for God's sake! Yeah, I ran out of time, and this is basically what happens when you run out of time. You get a cauldron smashed on your head. So, you know, you do need to get through this as quick as you can. And the stage is surprisingly harder than it looks. You know, this looks like a basic go straight to the end, but it is quite tricky. Especially when we reach this point, because these bouncy platforms and pigs, they don't work like bouncy platforms we've been seeing up until this point. Normally, we bounce off a platform automatically, and we get a pretty hefty jump height when we jump off platforms. But on these things, we have to jump a second time when we land on the bouncy platform, and it can catch people off guard. I know it catches me, so, you know. But I digress. There's the final Acme box. There is the final clock, and there's Merlin with a new power-up for us.
Hello, Travel Hair. I can teach you a magical trick if you like.
Great!
All right, listen carefully, Rabbit. I'll teach you a magical tune that activates several devices. Hello,
Okay, I don't need to talk to him again. I got the spell. So yeah, we have access to the music power. And this is kind of awkward, because the way he talks in that cutscene, I always think he didn't actually teach me the spell, because he says, I'm going to teach you this. And then nothing really follows up. He never follows up with anything. So it always throws me off guard. And that's why I always end up talking to him like twice or so. Because I'm like, okay, did you teach me it or didn't you? I can't tell. But I like that stage. It's a pretty fun one, all things considered. And as I have said previously, at least I think I said this previously, every single mainline power-up we're going to get for Bugs Bunny, every main super ability is going to be present in this time period. You know, we're going to be getting all of our power-ups in this time period, but anyway, now we are back in the Royal Square of the What's Cooking Dock level, because there's a couple of extra collectibles we are now able to collect now that we have that whistling music power, which I do appreciate. What can I tell ya? And I could have not bothered to get all this stuff right now because of as it stands, I could actually come back to the stage quite a bit later down the line if I wanted to do all this and get everything in one go, but I figured I might as well go in there now and get some extra clocks just to see if any additional stages open up, so yeah, you know, you can go back in here as soon as you get the music power up and collect a couple of extra clocks and whatnot. And that's His Royal Majesty's garden. We're not going there yet. We have no reason to go into His Royal Majesty's garden, so you know, we will be going in there, ladies and gentlemen, but that's an area of the stage that's going to be a bit later on our second visit, because we do have, well, third visit even, because we do need to revisit the stage again and complete the stage 100%, you know, folks. But I digress. Basically, use the super jump over here whenever you can to collect the extra clocks, collect the extra MacGuffins, and collect the extra golden carrots. And you should be able to maneuver yourself out of here just fine. Of course, as I said in the previous part, we are going to be doing a little bit more cleanup in this one, folks. So, we're not only here to just to get those 2 clocks and a couple of golden carrots. We are going to another stage to clean up what we can do in that stage as well, ladies and gentlemen. Because right now, we have full capabilities in order to 100% the Greatest Escape level in the 1930s time period. So I figured we can go back and we can do our thing, you know, ladies and gentlemen. But of course, getting those extra 2 clocks have also given us access to the Conquest for Planet X, which, if I recall correctly, is a Duck Dodgers reference. Because there's this one Duck Dodgers episode where Duck Dodgers and Marvin the Martian are trying to claim a planet in the name of either Mars or Earth. At least I think that was Duck Dodgers. Anyway, it could have been Bugs Bunny. But either way, it's a good stage, and we'll be going to that next part. But for now, let's just go back into the 1930s, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Whee! I used to love that hub screen when you select the world. I don't know why. I don't know. It just looked pretty cool to me back in the day. What can I tell you? But, of course, we do basically need to replay the entirety of the stage over again from the very beginning. But, your second visit will probably be a little bit quicker and it'll be a little bit different because obviously you don't need to fight the boss in a stage, you know, on your second visit. You can just go collect the MacGuffins, collect what you've missed, then just press the start button and leave the stage, you know, ladies and gentlemen. You don't need to fight the boss again, which I appreciate, you know, folks. At first, when I was doing my test run through for this game, I actually had a little bit I freaked out a little bit when I was playing this because I didn't know whether I could just pause and quit the level because I didn't know if it would save my progress or not if I did that, but it does, and I love that a great deal because it just makes going through this game just that little bit quicker, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Because nobody wants to replay the entirety of a stage again just because, oh, 1 or 2 collectibles they weren't able to get the first time. But I digress. Bloody Muggsy, you Donkey Kong. Son of a... He pot-shotted me with a barrel! Oh! Oh! I'm having flashbacks to Donkey Kong. Jesus Christ, I remember playing Donkey Kong, the original arcade version, and, I suck at Donkey Kong, ladies and gentlemen. So that was a bit of a Vietnam flashback for me there. Thank you for that, video game. But of course, as I said previously, we do need to recollect every Acme box to get the golden clock for them, which is a bit annoying. But I think this is one of the stages with a lot less Acme bosses? Acme boxes in comparison to the others, but I could be wrong with that, because of, I actually wasn't really paying attention to what Merlin said, and you know, I don't remember the nitty-gritty details of this game in between recording the game and in between commentating, you know, folks.
Ollie Ollie action free!
Although, one interesting little bit of trivia is that every every superpower that Bugs Bunny uses is basically a reference to another Looney Tunes cartoon. More specifically, the cartoon where Bugs Bunny goes to Transylvania and he does battle with Dracula. Because they have a magic battle and Bugs Bunny starts saying things like, Hocus Pocus, Ollie Ollie Oxenfree. Hocus Cadabra! You know, he starts melding magic spells together and it was pretty awesome, you know, what can I tell you? Although he doesn't meld together magic spells in this one, ladies and gentlemen, but, you know, it still has a bit of Looney Tunes lore in terms of the spells, which I appreciate. Well, I say Looney Tunes lore in quotation marks, because let's face it, Looney Tunes doesn't exactly have a coherent narrative, does it? We don't go from one Looney Tunes episode to another expecting new stuff going on with the plot. Every Looney Tunes episode is its own isolated case, but I digress. But anyway, we do have access to the music power-up now, so we can actually properly utilize the piano, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah. And this is a bit more like this is a bit more of a reference to that one episode with the xylophone where Daffy Duck rigs the xylophone as a bomb that I've mentioned previously, because the actual piano will explode upon playing that little tune. So back off, otherwise you're going to get hurt. And wait for it to explode, and there we go. We have a brand new sequence to explore. Well, not so much really explore, because this sequence of the stage is actually extremely short, extremely easy, and we only really need to come into this area just to basically get one Acme box, you know, ladies and gentlemen. There's not much to collect in here, but, you know, we do need to get here to 100% the stage. What can I tell ya? What can I tell ya, indeed? Of course, you do need to be a little bit careful of these wrecking balls. I've never been hit by them personally, but, you know, if you're bad at timing, you may get whacked by the wrecking ball and you may be taken out. What can I tell you? But that's all there is for the second floor of this hotel, you know, folks. So let's head on back into the main lobby, if you will. Well, not so much the lobby, the main staircase area where Muggsy's going to be Donkey Konging us. Because that's apparently a verb now. And, clear the stage up. We're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. As you can probably tell by the video timer. We got about 3 minutes left. You know, we're almost done. But, yeah, when we get to the next part, we're going to be doing some more original things. This is basically it for the cleanup for the meantime. And I suppose I could have left all the cleanup until much later on into the playthrough, but, I don't know, this game's kind of weird about how it handles... This game's kind of weird in how it handles collectibles and whatnot, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Like, you need a very specific amount of clocks and whatnot in order to access certain levels, and... Honestly, during the course of the game, you're going to be finding yourself having to collect the very vast majority of clocks throughout the whole thing, which, you know, some people may not like, because I know in a lot of these collectathon platformers, you usually don't even need half of the main MacGuffin to beat the game, but in this instance, I do think you need quite a few of them. Don't tell me how, don't tell me. I couldn't tell you how many clocks you need to beat the game, but I know that, you know, you need quite a few of them, you know, ladies and gentlemen. But with that, that is it for this part, ladies and gentlemen, so thank you all for watching, hope you all enjoyed, don't be sheepish people. And when we return next time, we'll be entering the Conquest for Planet X! And the Carrot Henge Mystery, which is one of the biggest stages in the entire game, which will be quite an interesting one, I'll tell you that much. So, thank you all for watching, hope you all enjoyed, don't be sheepish, I'll catch you all then. Bye!